Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Mouse Ears Magical Chats. I'm here with Jenny and Jess. Hey ladies.
We're back. Hello.
I don't know. Thanks for hanging in there with us. We obviously took July off because we were all doing fun things. I was in the Outer Banks. Jenny was on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and then Jess, of course, was on a Disney cruise, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, Jess, take us into this cruise.
This was a last-minute cruise that I think I just looked it up. I booked it on May 30th or something, and we sailed on July 19th. So for me, as a DVC person who books my Disney trips generally like a year in advance, this was really last minute. It was really wild, especially because we left from the port of Barcelona. So it was not a small trip. And and so it was just my mom and I. And where should we start? I was pretending to be spontaneous.
So what ship did you sail, and what was the itinerary and the length of the cruise? Let's kind of lay out what this is.
By the details. So we were on the Disney Fantasy, which was a beautiful, beautiful ship. And it was a 5-night there. The Fantasy's there for the European season, the Mediterranean season. And there were a bunch of itineraries this summer, like ranging from 4 and 5 night to 12 nights. There were a bunch of 7 nights or a bunch of 9 nights. And I had kind of been watching to see if any of those might fit into our schedule and into our budget. And this one ended up being the winner. And I felt like it was good. So we sailed out of Barcelona. We had a sea day. And then we had 2 port days in Italy, and then another sea day, and then this embarkation. So I've been to Barcelona, and I've been to Spain, like elsewhere in Spain, but I had never been to Italy, so I was really excited about that. So yeah, it worked out.
Jenny, and we were on Fantasy?
I've been on the Fantasy, yeah. Beautiful.
So ladies, thinking about this ship, what was your first impression?
Okay, so I was all about like things that would make this smooth and logistically easier because my mom is aging, and I was like picturing having to kind of manage our stuff and the logistics pretty much on my own. And so I booked for our pre-cruise stay, I booked us at one of the hotels was the DCL affiliated hotel, so we could take Disney transportation to the port. And that was really awesome because, I mean, first of all, the hotel was great. It was a Hilton, so it was like very comfortable, familiar kind of feeling because I've stayed at a million Hiltons. But the really great thing was we had our luggage ready at like 8 a.m. on Embarkation Day, and they came and picked it up from our room at the hotel. And then when we didn't see it again until it was in our stateroom on the ship. So that was so great.
I love Disney.
Yeah, it was so smooth, and I just was like very comfortable with it because it was with them, and I didn't have to deal with it. So we just had like our day bags with us, and that also meant that we got an earlier port arrival time. So we were some of the first people on the ship. We were in group 4. We had a 10:30 in the morning port arrival. So it was awesome. Yeah.
I didn't like that.
I like that. I've never gotten anything before 11:30.
Nice and early. And as first time Disney cruisers, like we weren't in booking, I don't know, like so paying for the Disney transportation, although it would have been like a little bit cheaper to take a taxi, we would have had to carry our own stuff. We would have had to get on the ship like 2 hours later, at least, probably. So that was great. And so we got on the ship, and when you get onto a Disney ship, I mean, after you go through all the kind of check-in stuff and you're actually boarding the ship itself, there are cast members there all lined up, and there's someone kind of greeting you, asking for your name, like your family's name or your party name, and they announce you. And so it just is like you're walking into this beautiful atrium with a gorgeous chandelier. And I know, Jenny, you talked about that chandelier, like how
I love that chandelier. Yes.
It's beautiful. It's like peacock feathers. We have pictures and stuff. But you walk in and they say, like,
Disney Cruise Line would love to welcome the Allen family.
Yeah, and because my mom and I have different last names, I was like Jessica and Kathy. So they said, Disney Cruise Line, welcome to the fantasy, Jessica and Kathy, and then all the cast members that are there like clap, and it just feels like you're really starting your vacation.
But was Mickey there?
Okay, so that's the thing. Mickey was up on the balcony, and I was like, you know, your stateroom's not ready for a couple hours, and you can start to kind of like tool around the ship or whatever, but I saw Mickey, and there were only like 4 people, and he's in his like captain, like ship's captain outfit, his white and blue. And so I said to my mom, as a 42-year-old does, I said, I'm gonna go meet Mickey, stay right here. So she put her feet up, and I ran up and stood in line to meet Mickey, and it was great because I met him so quickly. And then as the cruise went on, like there were tons of characters out all the time, but the lines were manageable, but there were always lines. And like getting on the ship that early, I was able to meet Mickey really quickly and like with no line pretty much. Yeah, so that was great. And then we kind of went from there. I quickly like opened up in the app to see what our dining rotation was going to be because I had like kind of a vision in my head. And we had Palo dinner reservations for one of the nights, and I wanted to just sort of like check the dining rotation to see which restaurant we'd be missing, just to make sure like that all seemed good. And I decided not to go try for Palo brunch because I was just like, there's enough, like we don't need to add that too. So then my next thing was I wanted to go up to the spa and just like book some stuff. And we had booked the Rainforest Room pass for the week, like for the whole sailing, and so we needed to get our stickers for that. And
the Rainforest.
The Rainforest Room is in the spa, and it's like I'm not like a spa connoisseur, but it's an area of the spa where there's steam rooms and the sauna and all these different like showers that have different lights and temperature and like water pressure, and they have heated stone loungers that are like,
yes,
I don't know,
please,
ergonomic or whatever, and they're all like overlooking the ocean, like the beautiful windows. And then on the fantasy they also have 2 like hot tub spa. They're 2-seaters,
and this is adults only area.
Adults only, and you do not hear Disney music. There are no characters there. It is very like you're just at a beautiful spa on a beautiful ship, and it's quiet and it smells good and it's amazing. And I was so close to canceling this. I did tons of research, but I felt like, first of all, it was $119 for a length of cruise, like unlimited use pass, which I felt like that was a really good value. And we had 2 sea days, so I knew at a minimum, plus like Embarkation Day, I knew that I would get at least 3 days use out of it. And when I go like with my husband and my kids, I'm less likely to like peel off and do this, because if we have quiet time, I'll like sit and hang out with him.
Yeah.
Not, you know, and with my mom, it's different. Like I can just kind of go. And so I would totally do this like on a friend's cruise or, solo or like with family, but I'm probably less likely to do it again if I am with my spouse, because we'll hang out together in a different kind of way. But yeah, it was great. So once we had when your stateroom is ready, your key to the world card is like outside your stateroom, just in a little envelope, like sitting there for you. So once you have that, then you can get the sticker on it for the Rainforest Room. And whenever you want to use the Rainforest Room, like you go up and you trade your key card for a wristband that's kind of like a magic band sort of looking thing, and that opens up the door, like you badge into the door to get into the Rainforest Room area. And yeah, and they would give me a robe, and you know, there's a locker room that you can use when you use the gym on the ship, or you know, have a spa treatment or something in one of the treatment rooms. But so I would bring my stuff up, put it in the locker, like shower, and then do all the Rainforest Room stuff. I also bought the scrubs. This is like a thing that in the past, the Rainforest Room, they would give you these like sea salt scrubs and stuff. I'm a sucker, and I bought, now that it's an upcharge, and I did buy them, and I totally could have done without them. I also did really enjoy having them. And they took so long to get them to me that they gave me double quantity. So I actually came home with some, even though I used them.
Nice.
But yeah, I think I was like ready to go and say, you know what, never mind. It's been 2 or 3 days and they haven't come, cancel it. And they were there plus double and with a single charge. So I was like, whatever, I'll just keep these and use them at home.
Did they bring them to your room, or they're like up there waiting for you?
I ordered them on the first day, like at the open house at the spa. And that's the other thing. When you board the ship, almost all of these spaces, like the adult only spaces, are open for kids and families to come tour and check out before they're sort of locked down too. And similarly, like the kids clubs are open for adults to go tour. Like it's open house time when you first board the ship, but everything is in your Navigator app. And like I was saying, when I first got on the ship, like you pop that open, that tells you your dining rotation. It tells you your table number, because with your dining, you're sitting at the same table number every single night in different spaces, but that's your table. Yeah, there's just, and all the information about everything that's going on every day of the cruise, and you can go through and like favorite things, like mark the heart, and then sorry, as you're getting closer to an activity, like 15 minutes before it starts, I would get an alert on my phone or on my Apple Watch saying like whatever, like trivia is starting in the D lounge in 15 minutes, and so it like reminded you of what was going on. And you can, you everything is in there. So so we got on the ship and went up to the spa, and like I immediately booked a massage because I have no chill, and I like immediately had a massage. We hadn't even left the port yet, and I had a massage.
I have a question about the massages, just because I did one on a princess cruise, and afterwards I felt like it was a sale, and so it kind of ruined the vibe. Does Disney do that too?
A little bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit. It was like, here we recommend these items, and they're really expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no, thank you. Like, thanks for showing me. No, thank you. I'm not interested today. Like, I just spent, money on a massage, and I appreciate a massage, and I had a good massage, but like, I didn't.
Jenny, I have a question for you. So you go on these cruises, you go and get the massage. Can you ask ahead of time to not get sold on things?
I don't know. They were trying to sell us pretty hard on Royal, because Nick and I like to always start with a massage, but I find I'm sure they get commission, and so that's been my experience at all-inclusive resorts, cruises, anywhere with a spa, and it does kill the vibe.
It stinks
a lot. And I'm like, I think you probably could say to them, like, listen, I'm going to give you a really good tip. I don't want any products after. And not that they would, but you also don't want to say that either, because you don't want...
Yeah, you don't want them not to do a good job.
Yeah.
Or you could wait till the end, maybe, when they're all done, and say, listen, I'm going to give you an extra $50 tip. I don't really want to hear about the products. But I knew, like, everything that they were trying to sell to me on Royal after a couple's massage, like, I knew I could use and needed, but like, I would have rather, like I said, I'm like, I would rather come back and get another massage,
right,
than spend $200 on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had told the massage therapist up front, because I felt like there was a little bit of like, what do you do to like take care of yourself at home?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really want to talk about this, but also it came up. She was like, do you take a bath? Do you soak in the bathtub? And I was like, no, I don't take a bath. Like,
I do it all the time. I'd be like, no. Yes, almost every night I soak.
Well, and don't tell them that, because then she was like showing me these packets of things for the tub, and I was like, but I don't take a bath. So
trying to lure you in. She's like, just come to the bath world.
I will never take a bath. I'm not. No, it's not my thing.
You don't have my bathtub.
It's true. I don't have, like, we intentionally did not put in a fancy bathtub, and I can't sit still. I gotta run around. I got things to do. I don't have it in me. But the massage was really nice, and like, they remembered me, which I'm whatever. Apparently that's meaningful to me. Like, they remembered my name from then on. And every time I went in there, like, the lady gave me my nice robe, and she really, like, held my hand, not literally, but very figuratively, because I need to be, like, very told what to do. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you go in this room, and you use this scrub, and then you go in this room, and then you do this. Like, the order, and you can do whatever you want. Like, it's just relaxation. There's no rule, but I like a rule. Like, I like to be told what to do. So she really held my hand through the spa, and I really enjoyed it. And I would do it again. As a short person, I'm like barely 5'2". The loungers, and we have the pictures I took at open house before anyone was in there, they are not really built for my short body. So I did hang out on the loungers a little bit, and also the hot tub was the same thing. It's like got the kind of lounger seat in it. And my body, I'm just like not tall enough. I'm not long enough for those things. And like I made it work, but it wasn't. I actually found the showers and stuff and like sitting in the sauna and the steam rooms to be like the more enjoyable thing, because my body's just not long enough for those setups, like short person problems. But it was fun. I was glad I hadn't canceled it. And I think it was, I don't know why, if it's like a fantasy thing or a 5-night thing or whatever, but that $119 per person was a good price compared to like if you do this on the Wish or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's a really great price.
Yeah, it was nice. Highly recommend if that's your vibe, or if you want to just try it out and see if it's your vibe. And the other thing to know about the spa services, they automatically include 18% gratuity on top of
that's good to know.
Your pricing. So like that's automatic. And then if you want to add additional tip, you can, of course, add that, but the 18%'s in there. And that also was throughout the ship. Like there's not a lot that you pay extra for on a Disney ship, but I did get a couple of coffees in Cove Cafe, and they're like $5 and then they added an 18% gratuity automatically. So just know that. And like at Palo, same thing. We did Palo dinner. We did the prefix. It was $50. We added a couple things. I was very impressed there. We each got a glass of wine. Like the sommelier was there, and we asked him to recommend a wine. And for a glass of wine, it was $10 per person, like per glass of wine, which I thought was like...
That feels reasonable, like what you would
so
pay.
Yeah, for sure.
We had a fantastic meal at Palo, and I just remember being like, we spend this... It was so reasonable. Like, it ended up being, I want to say $80 per person for like a 5-course meal with a glass of wine.
Wow.
In like in a beautiful setting.
Beautiful
like watching the
ship.
sunset. Yeah, it was gorgeous. And again, Palo's also adult only space. Like, you are not getting Disney sounds. You're getting Disney quality service, which is exceptional. You're getting a beautifully designed space, a very comfortable space with a beautiful view and just all the like nice goodness, but not characters and not, and I love them, but just to say, like, these adult only spaces and the adult only like sun deck, like pool areas, all of that, you are just in a nice, comfortable, like good service setting. You're not in the middle of Disney World. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I appreciate that as like a person that wants to go on a Disney cruise without children, that you can have those spaces and still be able to go out and do the other things and get the character pieces. You know, I love that. So it sounds like Embarkation was pretty smooth.
It was super smooth. It was super, super smooth. I was impressed. And they kept it moving. Like,
what time could you get into your room?
It was ready at 1:30.
Okay.
Yeah. It might have even been like a tiny bit earlier, but we were at the spa.
Yeah, enjoying life.
Immediately.
It's
just so immediate. I was very quickly at the spa. So then when I was like done, I had a 75-minute massage. And I don't, maybe this is like what they do, but I was like going to pay for and book a 50-minute, and they were like, we'll give you 25 extra minutes. Like,
ooh.
So I had a 75-minute. Yeah, it was nice.
Like they just added that in for you to be as
Yeah, there's like a thing they have about like if you book multiple treatments, you get a discounted rate, and the discount increases for every treatment. So like if you had 3 massages, your third one is 30% off. And I was like, I'm only going to have 1 massage. And she said, well, we'll add 25 extra minutes or something. I don't know. They added time for the same price. And she's like, that's, and I'm, again, to the like salesy thing, I'm sure whatever, but I got extra time. And it might be that that's like something they do if you go and book during open house.
Yeah.
And then the thing that I messed up that I am kicking myself and like so saying to people here, I did not invoke my DVC or my Disney Visa at the spa, and both would have given me a discount.
Oh,
So
really?
don't be me, because that really hurts my soul that I missed out on a discount.
Because you didn't know, or
I didn't bring it up. I didn't ask. I was just like, yeah, I'm on the ship.
They usually all say it. Like in the parks, you don't have to worry about it because they ask.
Yeah,
They
they
asked
always
me on the
ask.
discount. And they did not
It's
do
almost
that
like
in
you
this
would have
case.
expected it if that discount was available.
Yeah, it's so ask for your discounts. And when I went in the shop, like I bought the Spirit jersey, I didn't spend a lot in the shops, and I can talk about why, but aside from just being cheap. But there I asked if they honor any discounts, and he was like, oh yeah, DVC. And I went to pull my DVC thing out on my phone, and I was like, wait, you know this already? And he was like, yeah, we can see on your thing like what your affiliations are. So I didn't.
At the spa, they would have known.
I
At least
didn't
they
like
gave you the
that.
extra 25 minutes.
Yeah. And they were really nice to me. I don't know. I also don't know, because it's a senses spa. Like, I don't know how the systems see things, but I promise you, no one said to me, like, are you DVC? Do you have a Disney Visa? Like, none of that. So get your discounts. Don't be me.
Discounts. I want to know about the shops. I didn't even
Okay.
think about that part.
Yeah, and it's different sailing in Europe. Yeah, so on this, we left from Spain, we went to Italy. Once we were sailing, like the shops couldn't be open while we were docked, while we were in port, because it's not allowed. While we were sailing, when we were in like Spanish waters, there was a 21% tax of the value added tax that was added on top of your purchase. But then you could fill out paperwork as a non-EU resident. Like if you don't live in the European Union, you could fill out paperwork. You had to show your passport and go to this little desk and bring your receipt, your passport, and your credit card. And they would do some math that I still don't understand. And you get back almost all of that tax, but not quite all of it. But not almost.
It feels like so much work.
Yeah. And then when you go to the airport at your final, like before you fly back, they have these Diva machines. I took some pictures of it because this was a whole thing. And you scan the slip that you got from the ship. And then it would just like say, okay, your money will come. And apparently I'll get a refund on my credit card. But I spent about $100 on souvenirs, and it said I'm getting back like $10 US in taxes. I don't know. And at the shop, they also told me, yes, we have a DVC. You get your DVC discount. And he took that off the top. But the thing that I thought was interesting that I was like nervous about or uncomfortable or whatever, the shops on deck 3, deck 3 aft on the Fantasy is like where most of the shops were. But they're in different, there's kind of a big one in the middle, and then there's some stuff on the right and some stuff on the left, like in separate storefronts that all had separate entrances. And like, I wanted to buy all my stuff in one transaction, but my Spirit jersey was in the middle, and then I was like looking at pins and whatever on the left. And you can carry the stuff in between the shops. Did you have this experience, Jenny? I don't know the Magic, like how it's set up. When you sailed on the Magic, is it like this? Like, I felt so uncomfortable. I felt like I was stealing things. I even asked the lady, I was like, should I pay for this now? And she's like, you can take it with you and just check out once when you're done. Like, you just, and it felt weird because you're like going, it's like going around the mall.
Yeah, with all the stuff.
Yeah, from different shops. But it's fine.
Well, they have lots of cameras, right?
Like, I was like, don't tackle me. I'm not stealing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, they pretty much...
And it wouldn't matter so much, except with this tax thing, I wanted all my purchases on one ticket.
Yeah,
refund once. Where, like, if it was all just US dollars and none of this, I would just maybe buy my little pin and then go, I don't care about transactions, but I don't know. That was a weird situation, but Yeah, they had like, I mean, it kind of felt like a small emporium. Like there was a little bit of everything. I took a ton of pictures of merch, like all kinds of ears and spirit jerseys and tons of pins, and then also kind of the little bit of like medicine and like baby bottles and just like little things you might need. Outlet converters, like all that kind of stuff that you might need. But prices on the ship were in US dollars, even though we were not in the US. You could use a Disney gift card to pay all the usual stuff. It was just that tax thing. And I know for the sailings that left out of Civitavecchia in Italy, like earlier in the season, there was a whole other layer there where you had a minimum purchase amount to be able to go and like claim your tax back. So just if you sail in Europe, and you should, because it's amazing and it's a great way to do it, just like learn this stuff before you go.
That's why they're listening to this, Jess.
Yeah.
Well, so you get to your room at after 1:30 because you're getting your spa treatment. What kind of cabin did you get?
So we had booked a guarantee rate with all the restrictions. So like once we booked it, it was pay in full at the time. You can't cancel, like you're locked in, no changes. And they picked our stateroom, but we knew we'd have a veranda. And they assigned our room number pretty quickly. We were in 6018, which was deluxe veranda room, and we ended up forward port side, and we loved our room. I feel like we were really lucky. We were in like the last veranda room on that kind of like the front port side of the ship, and it was not connecting. It was super cool. So we didn't have any like door that wasn't in use. It was very quiet. We weren't too far from an elevator, which ended up being really important for my mom. I don't know, like the med in general was just really calm. Like I didn't have any issue with movement, or like, I know on the Fantasy, if you're aft right now, there are people who have a lot of like feeling the vibrations of the engines, just the way this ship's designed. And we did not have that at all. I mean, we were forward, so it was a different thing, but yeah, we loved our room. I would totally stay there again. It was a really good spot.
I love that. Was there any like standout features of the room or something like that surprised you?
Not that surprising me because I knew it, but like experiencing it, I really got the value of the split bathroom. And I'm looking at you, Jenny, because I know you've like experienced this. Having the split bathroom is like the toilet and a sink and like a bit of a vanity around the sink are in one room with a door that you can close, and then the shower tub and another sink and mirror are in another room right next door.
Nice.
Yeah, so like two people could be brushing their teeth, or somebody could be like using the bathroom, the other one's getting ready in a different space. Like it was really a great use of space, and that was fantastic. Because we were two grown-ups, like I slept on the couch bed, and they have the curtain that splits the room, and so at night, like I could just shut that down. I generally like stayed up later than my mom, and I'm reading or whatever, and it was nice to just have like that privacy curtain, and I think I'll really appreciate it with the kids when we go. Yeah, no complaints. Like the staterooms I'm really eager to like get on some of the newer ships, because I think the designs are more like Disney and more upgraded, and I know they're really pretty. This ship felt very nautical and classic, but the rooms are like so clean and very functional, and plenty of storage. The bed's high, so we put our suitcases under the bed, and I just felt yeah, we were very comfortable. It was extremely quiet and dark. It was great.
That's amazing. Yeah, I was gonna ask like how quiet it felt.
Like 100% quiet. It was great. All the quiets. And I'm fussy. I am sound sensitive. So, and I brought earplugs. Like when I've roomed with you, I've slept with earplugs before, not because you're noisy, but just in general, that's part of something I do. And I did not use them on this ship. It was wild. Like you just don't hear, I don't know. It's different than like staying at Pop, where you're hearing people come and go. And
right.
Yeah.
The toilet's flushing.
Yep, I did not hear
I
that.
always remember that at Pop. Not that it doesn't happen at some of the other ones, but specifically at Pop because of Run Disney and everyone waking up at 2:30 in the morning, and you can tell all the runners are up.
Yep. Nervous bellies.
So you told us a little bit about dining, but I want to know a little bit about the main dining.
Yeah, this I think is also a feature of Disney. So Disney has rotational dining. Excuse me. So on this ship, there were 3 restaurants. Yeah, there are 3 restaurants in the rotation. I'm looking at you, Jenny, like, I feel like that sounds wrong.
Yeah, no, there's 3. There's 3 on every.
Royal Court, on this one, it's Animator's Palette, Royal Court, and Enchanted Garden. And
I love their Animator's Palette.
And that was one I did twice. So that I was very happy with our rotation.
Lucky, yes.
Yeah, for our first and last nights, we were at Animator's Palette. Yeah, it was, you said it was giving Art of Animation kind of vibes. It's like that, plus on this sailing, our second night, we had the Crush. They didn't do the animation show.
I love that so much.
Yeah, but we had Crush, so it's a little bit of Turtle Talk with Crush, a little bit of Art of Animation. It's fun.
Really?
Yeah, and the food was good.
So what does Crush do?
He comes around and talks to you on the different screens near your tables.
That's so fun.
Yeah, just like Turtle Talk.
I just had clients. I can't remember if they were. It wasn't the fantasy. It was the other. Oh, I can't remember which one. But whatever. They had the Animator's Palette, and they made him stand up. Crush made him stand up and scream in the dining hall in whale.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
How much he loves his wife, so to be like, I love you. So fun.
So cute. Yeah, super fun and entertaining.
And very entertaining.
Yeah, so we had a table. We had not requested like a private table. I figured it would be good to be seated with other people because it's like a lot of together time. So some other people to talk to. And they seated us with another, like a similarly aged mom and adult child, and who were American and first time on the fantasy. And like we ended up chatting with them a lot and exchanging information with them. And so that was nice.
Are they going to listen to us?
Well, we don't have to. Well, let's see. I'll send the WhatsApp message. Are you listening?
Yeah, I'll be like,
you have a
I
cameo.
expect you guys to listen, comment, subscribe to us.
Yeah. So you meet your dining team that first night, and you're together moving between the restaurants every night. So we were always table 112. We were always with Lucas and Corey, and Oscar was our head server, and we all rotated together. So the first night we were all at Animator's Palette. The next night we were all at Royal Court, whatever. You go from restaurant to restaurant together. When you get there, you're always sitting at the same table number. Your servers are always your servers. They get to know you. And, you have your menu. You can look in the app when you get on the ship. Like, you can look on the app for every single night and see what to make your choice. And it was really nice. And if you have a kid with you and your kid always wants chocolate milk and you need a high chair, like by night 2, when you get there, that stuff will be there. They just will know awesome. You. I mean, yeah, it's great. And I got to the point, this was only a 5 night, and one of our nights we went to Palo, so I was only with our dining team 4 nights. But pretty quickly, I got to the point where I was like, I just asked Lucas what I'm ordering, and then he just decides because he knows, these folks know they're on these ships for 6 months at a time. And I would say, what do you like at this restaurant? Like, what do you think? And he always told me and never steered me wrong, so it was like great. It was like, I don't have to decide this. Lucas is just going to tell me what to eat, and that's what I'm eating. And our servers were great, and it was fun to get to chat with them about where they're from and what it's like working for Disney Cruise Line. And you, for these rotational dining restaurants, that's included in your cruise fare. And if you want one of everything, you can have one of everything. If you want 2 entrees, have 2 entrees. If you want all appetizers and no entree, that's what you order. You can have whatever you want.
And don't feel bad about doing it. My husband does it. My kids, I think, ate about 12 orders of calamari each off the menu one night in the dining hall. Each. Awesome. They do not make you feel, but they will just keep bringing it. They just want you happy. The service is insanely amazing.
Yeah. It was great. And the only things that are upcharges are like, you know, if you're having alcohol, but your soda's included. Like we had iced tea all the time. Yeah.
So
Desserts,
outside of
all that.
Crush, do other characters come out at any of these dining stuff?
At Royal Court, the Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, and Goofy came in and like did a dance around, and they gave us a heads up. One kind of not real complaint, but like room for improvement, and this is my own personal preference. Where our table was like pretty on the outskirts in whatever restaurant we were in. And I just like, if we had been with my kids, I probably would have asked if there was a chance to move, because I just felt like one of the nights I was like really twitchy, and I was like, I'm sitting here looking at like where the wallpaper seam joins, and that I was not happy about that.
Yeah.
Nobody did anything wrong, but it was just like, I don't want to be sitting here looking at the wallpaper. Like
Yeah, it's almost like if they could like even like mix it each time you go in, like maybe you're on the outskirts one night, but you're inside further.
No.
Do you
112 is not the best table.
Do you think
It's not bad.
Because
It's
you're adults and they did it because you're adults? Did you notice any difference? Like, did they put kids closer to the middle?
I don't know, because like there was a bigger family near us with little kids.
Okay,
I don't know. I think it's just sort of the luck of the draw.
luck of the draw.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they like tried to prioritize kids towards the characters or if it just was luck of the draw.
And like, I'm bringing it up in this moment because at Royal Court, like Corey gave us a heads up, or Lucas gave us a heads up saying in a few minutes there's going to be like the characters are going to come in, there'll be music, they're going to go around, so if you want to go over there to watch so you can see it. He was like giving a heads up so we could move, because none of the restaurants on this ship are like a true character meal where the characters like come to your tables. They don't do that. They just, at Royal Court, they did a little like sweep around, and Animator's Palette was the animation thing. Enchanted Garden didn't really have anything. There's some theming in that restaurant that's like, oh, sorry, I think I said that wrong. I think the characters come into Enchanted Garden. I'm a little upside down still. But in any case, in Enchanted Garden, there's like a cool thing that happens with the lighting where like as the meal progresses, like the lights kind of change, and these lights that are flowers like open up, and it's just like the ambiance changes. That's the one that the characters came into. Enchanted Garden. Nothing happened at Royal Court, but the food was good. Yeah, so they're nice, and they're not. There's like definitely more touches of Disney, and then on the some of the newer ships, like the theming in the restaurants, in the rotational dining restaurants, is like over the top Disney. You know, like the Coco restaurant has a full on like Coco dancing. And I know with the Destiny, there's going to be this new Lion King themed like Sarabi's something that I'm super pumped to go to. So I think the Fantasy is a great ship, and the dining is less themed than like the newer the Wish class ships, where there's much more themed dining. Yeah.
Nice.
And then we paid for Palo. We did Palo one night, which is adult only dining, and it was fantastic. And I just felt like a great experience. And so we just missed like a double night at one of the other ones, but we hit all of our. Good. Yeah, it was
so
great.
What's the base charge to go to Apollo?
So you can do a la carte, and that's, you know, whatever you want it to be, really. There's quite a range. And we did the prefix thing, and it was $50 US per person. You got an appetizer, a salad, an entree, and a dessert. And there's also like a little amuse-bouche at the beginning, and a little like dessert situation, little finishing thing at the end.
Situation.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but it was nice. It was a little like beginning and an end. And so it was 50 US, and we had like beautiful steaks, and and just everything about it was great. Had a glass of wine for $10. What else? Oh, we added mushrooms that were like $5. What did you say?
That's such a good price, I think, for a glass of wine on a cruise ship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that prefix menu, like, not, it is set, like you're making choices from a set list, of course, but everything was great. And $50, like the steak itself could have been $50.
Yeah.
And we got the whole thing. I mean, we had the chocolate souffle for dessert, which is like life-changing, amazing dessert. Yeah, super worth it. Yeah, so that's rotational dining. There's no buffet on Disney Cruise Line at dinner time. If you don't want to do rotational dining, there's some food up on the pool deck, like the main pool deck area. There are windows where you can get like salads and the amazing chicken tenders and burgers and like that kind of stuff. Pizza all the time. That's open until like 10 p.m. And on the Dream, I'm really excited because they added like a Chipotle style kind of make your own Mexican situation, and that is super up my alley, and I was like missing that kind of thing on this ship, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, what else about food? We made a lot of good use of the room service, which is also
I like that.
included in your cruise fare. Yeah.
Is that every room type it's included?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yep, 24 hours a day until it ends at like 1 a.m. on your last night, because they're getting you off that ship. But we got Mickey bars and chicken tenders and cheesecake and like coffee. We got in a routine where we were asking for a carafe of coffee at night, and that sucker stayed really, really hot. Like, my mom is fussy about her food being hot and her drinks, and that coffee was like blazing hot still the next morning. Like, I would order it at 10 at night and just have it there in the room, so the next morning it was there whenever we woke up. And the cast member who brought us our room service like got to know us and started just like, there was one night we didn't order coffee because we still had some or whatever, and he brought it anyway. Like, we ordered a snack or something, and he was like, I know you ordered coffee usually, so I brought you coffee too. And I was just like,
nice.
I just was like, this is so good. This is why I love like the Disney customer service.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. Yeah, and they have a room service breakfast menu too. It's pretty like continental breakfasty, but we'll talk about our port days another time. But we had really early, really long port days, and it was nice to order a bagel. Like, you put the door hanger thing out the night before, and then in the morning, your bagel would come, and it was just easy. Like, and it was all included. You tip your room service person like $1 per item is kind of the rule of thumb, I guess. Says the internet. Yeah, but it was great. It was super fun to get Mickey bars room service. Like, I got one at 10 at night when I ate a Mickey bar, went to bed. It was like an animal. Yeah. And we did Cabanas is the big buffet. It is huge. It took me until the end of the cruise to like really realize how big that space is. But I went up and I like my breakfast, and I'm like a protein in the morning girl. And so I went up most days by myself and like got my custom made to order omelet and sat and had my Joffrey's coffee and my little table looking at the Mediterranean Sea, thinking I was like just living the dream. And we didn't really do Cabanas for lunch. I think just one day, but I mainly just lived on chicken tenders because they're so good.
That's Jenny's favorite, right?
I ate so many chicken tenders on my Royal Caribbean cruise this week. So
were they good too?
They were good, and they had really good honey mustard sauce with them.
Good to know.
Yeah. I was hitting the barbecue. I was like, yeah. Chicken tenders and barbecue, because I'm, again, and hanging out with Mickey Mouse, like normal 42-year-old stuff.
I think so.
Yeah. But the food was great. I had like 0 complaints about food. 0, 0, 0. I thought it was really good. And aside from Palo, we didn't spend we didn't spend money on food. It was,
it's already included. It's great.
And you can also order Mickey bars for dessert at your rotational dining restaurants, even though they're not on the menu. And they put pretty little sprinkles on them.
Oh yeah, we have a picture of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the moms, like the retirees I was like searching for the right word. It was the retirees at our table that ordered the Mickey bars for dessert and like started that at our dinner the one night.
I love that.
It was super cute. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll come back and talk about the rest of it because that's a lot of me talking, but
yeah, there's so much to go over. So yeah, part 2, we can talk a little bit more about the cruise ship, and then maybe start to get into some of your port days.
That would be great. Yeah.
Awesome.
So come back next week, but also I know a lot of people are cruising with Disney lately, and I was just curious what your take is on this stuff, because I'm obviously not the first person to ever sail. So drop some comments in the thing and converse with us. Tell us what you like.
And as Jess says, smash.
Tell me your good table numbers, because 112 ain't it.
112 is not it. Not it. You're gonna see some wallpaper.
Seams, where the seams meet.
Was the wallpaper on well?
It was sealed, but it's like,
Okay.
I don't want to.
Well, as long as it's not peeling,
I don't want to look at that. But
I feel like we're talking about was the yellow wallpaper poem?
oh, oof. It's my English lit test here now. All right, come back next week, people, and chat with you on social media. Until then,
Yeah. Bye.
good night.
Like and subscribe, please.